Hey guys, it's me, FlawlessLee, and welcome back to another episode of Single Black Gay Male in America. And today I'm going to review the movie Moonlight. So, let's get right into it. I had today off and I was like, what am I going to do? Had some Olive Garden gift cards, and then I was just like, and I can go to the Dollar Theater and see Moonlight because everybody keeps asking me if I've seen it and what I thought about it. And I've shamefully had to tell everyone, no, I have not seen this movie that has caused so much controversy. So, I went to see it, and I can tell you one thing. This is straight up an indie film, and if you don't like indie films, I don't recommend it for you. Because indie films typically put something out there that most mainstream movies can't. And this was one of those things. This movie addressed a young black male coming up in an environment where homosexuality is not openly accepted. I mean, where is it actually at this point in day and time? But being gay was not a thing. It was something to be made fun of for, and it was just him trying to figure out what exactly it was. And I mean, I can kind of relate to it just a little bit, because that whole story was a little bit outside of the realm of my actual reality. But what I could relate to is him as a young child. I related to that because as I was growing up, I didn't know why, I had the feelings that I did, and I didn't know how everybody around me knew what it was or called me, these names, or, approached me in certain ways. And he was confused, and I mean, I found myself confused as well. But I have very open parents, and I probably could have asked these questions, but I just didn't feel comfortable doing it. So I grew up in the age where the internet was coming around, back in the day when we had Ask Jeeves. And I get in there and I start searching for all this stuff and just trying to figure things out. Now we have the YouTube environment for those that are coming up now, but we didn't have that then. We had AOL, and we had Ask Jeeves and chat rooms, Yahoo chat rooms. And that's where I kind of learned a lot of things. And for him to not have had those types of places to go to look for information, because he obviously couldn't go to his mother, who actually already knew what was up with him, because she straight up called him all these different names and said, basically put out there that, what's wrong with him, blah, blah, blah. Either way, he didn't have that, and I thought it was very, very good for the gentleman that did take him in to actually kind of want to talk to him about it and spend some time with him, because he could see that he was lacking a father figure in his life. I can't relate to that. I have a father, I have a mother. They've been together 37 years, I think. So, I mean, I'm lucky to have had that. But I thought it was great that he was actually able to find a male role model in his life. Now, whether or not it was the right role that he should have followed in, that's a different story. And that's something that's outside of everyone else's reality, which is why some people just could not relate to the movie on a whole. They saw what was happening there and they just dropped it and ran. But if you paid attention, you could see how he started developing these relationships, how things started happening, and how he started figuring himself out. And it's a very tale as old as time, coming of age story. It's just, presented in a different way, from a different cultural aspect. And I just feel that, people wrote this movie off before they actually even gave it a chance. I think, some folks need to go back and revisit it again. Some of the things that I did also like was that they didn't portray them like they normally do in gay film. And I mean, that's the thing. I mean, like, sometimes you get tired of hearing all the queens and all this yas and all of it. There was not one yas in this movie. And I mean, sometimes you need that. I mean, there's a time for yas, and there's a time for nobody's ever touched me like that before, no other man or anything like that. I just go see the movie. I felt it was a great movie. Whether or not it should have won whatever award was going on at the time, excuse me or forgive me for not knowing which award ceremony that was. and whether or not what happened with it in La La Land, I'm down for a good old gay musical too, but I can't tell you why one or the other would have or should have won. I mean, they're two totally different genres of movie, and they are completely different subjects, and I don't see how you can compare. But then again, they don't pay me to make those decisions on those awards. But other than that, I'm rambling now. Go see the movie. It's a good old coming of age story. There are some moments where things get a little bit intense, but nothing too bad. As long as you can, deal with heartfelt confrontations and there's some drug use and things like that, but nothing that you can't get past and see the real story that's there. This is a good movie. And there's another movie that people keep suggesting I see on Netflix. It's already released on Netflix, so I'm going to watch it, and I'll review it too. I believe it's called... Okay, I found it. So, the next one that I'll probably review is it's a movie called Blackbird. It came out in 2014. It was recently featured in one of the shows I'm watching. One of those Netflix shows, not Netflix shows, it's a YouTube show. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. The Boy Next Door, I think it was Atlanta, is the one that they did a small featurette. But it's the movie Blackbird, and let's say it's about a church boy from a small Baptist town in Mississippi develops a crush on a boy from school, experiences growing pains in his tight-knit high school friend group. And look at that. So the drama also stars Isaiah Washington, and was directed by Patrick Ian Polk. And if anybody doesn't know who Patrick Ian Polk is, number one, he's very cute. But number two is he put together one of the things that brought me through like my later teen years into adulthood, as far as, getting some of those gay experiences. So he's the creator of Noah's Ark, and you'll get some yasses on there. But I mean, that show, that was such a good show. I'm gonna watch the movie tonight. I know I have it jumped in the room. It's somewhere over there. But yeah, go see Moonlight. I'll see you again probably about something else. I have something else to tell you. But I will review Blackbird. Look forward to that, and I will see you guys next time. Until then, flawlessly yours.